Welcome to ActionTracks, where we're back at the Indianapolis 4-wheel Jamboree as we show you the conclusion to the dramatic championship race in racing, where Mark Hall in the Raminator is facing off against Dan Runte and Bigfoot. The two are tied coming into the final day of action. Let's meet the competitors who are going to try to spoil all the fun. Mopar Muscle, Mike Miller. XDP, Dave Redziras. The General, Steve Kohler. Avenger, Jim Kohler. Larry Swim and Bigfoot. He still has an outside chance of the racing championship. Rammunition, Matt Dishman, is in the same boat as Larry Swim. Dan Runte and Bigfoot is tied coming into the final two events with Mark Hall in the Raminator as these two drag it out. We're moving into round one racing of Saturday night. First up, it's Avenger Jim Kohler against Mike Miller in Mopar Muscle, waiting for green. Is Kohler. Mopar Muscle seems to have the lead. Where is Jim Kohler? Jim Kohler spins it out, trying to make up ground, and Mopar Muscle takes the victory in round number one action. Our next matchup brings Steve Kohler out against Larry Swim in Bigfoot. Larry is 120 points back on Mark Hall and Dan Runte. He's an outside chance, but he's still got two events, but he needs to win a lot of races in what's left of this weekend in Indy. Larry Swim seems to be doing his part as he's got the general handled, as it looks like he will cruise to victory in round number one. Larry Swim, round number two. Our next pair, Raminator versus XDP. Hall has to win this match if he wants to keep his hopes alive. He needs this victory. He's tied with Runte right now. Handled and will cruise to round number two. That's just what he needed. Dan Runte out in our third pair against Matt Dishman and Rammunition. Both are championship contenders. Both desperately need this victory, especially now that Mark Hall in the Raminator has taken the round one victory. The drivers get 40 points per round, and this is going to be a battle. Neck into turn number two. Will one of them flinch? Rammunition has a lead coming into the final turn, and he completely misses that obstacle on the final straightaway. I don't know about this. What are the judges going to do? Taking a look back, right there. Very obviously missing the ramp in a bit of controversy. Rammunition gets the victory. That hurts Dan Runte's title hopes for the racing championship. Our next pair brings Larry Swim out against Mopar Muscle in the semifinal round. It's getting dark here in Indianapolis. We'll have to see if that affects the drivers. You can see lightning in the distance. There's a storm of brewing. prettiest victory, but Larry Swim takes the victory over Mopar Muscle and moves into the finals. In our other semifinal, it's Mark Hall and the Raminator versus his teammate, Rammunition, Matt Dishman. Both of them desperately want this victory. These Rams are going to battle it straight up. Who is going to win this round and greatly help their championship hopes? Dishman airing out the Rammunition. You can see he is trying his hardest, putting that huge ram power down, charging to the final turn. He's got a lead on his teammate, but they're neck and neck. Hall closed the gap in the final corner, and Rammunition breaks the front tie rod. Wow, this has been incredible, but we are into the final round. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Raminator versus Lucas Oil Bigfoot. Larry Swim still in the game. Raminator trying to pad his points lead coming into the final event on Sunday afternoon. Larry Swim can play spoiler for Dan Runte and also close the gap and keep himself in the hunt. But Larry Swim is in trouble. Mark Hall showing off why he's a multi-time world champion. Hall is going to take the victory and make up for lost ground in earlier competition last time on ActionTracks, where he lost in round number 1. Raminator now has a 3-round lead.
That was a wild one there. Good grief. Glad to get the win, but man, they're still got tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. It's talk about a emotional roller coaster, man. It was good Friday night. It totally sucked this afternoon, and then tonight was able to get the win, so that's pretty cool. But like I say, one more yet, so we'll see how it goes.
These guys are competitors, but they also have great respect for each other. The Halls and Team Bigfoot congratulating each other.
Well, I'm glad we got this one. I always like winning races in Indianapolis. It's a good place, and I've been coming to the Jamboree. I think this is the 33rd annual one, and I think I've missed 2 of them. So, back from when I used to come with my street truck and stuff, and so it means a lot for me to come here. Plus, there's a lot more to this place. When I was a kid, tell you the whole story here, but when I was a kid, I came here. My dad used to announce the AMA Camel Pro Series, and all that history with Kenny Roberts here when he ran the 4-cylinder 2-stroke motorcycle and the old back-to-back mile championships and stuff they used to have. My dad announced, and I came here as a kid, and they ran me out of the press box of that building down there in turn 1. And so when I come here, and I lost my dad in '99, I come here, I can hear his voice echoing through the speakers here, and it means a lot to win here for me.
It's Sunday. All is quiet right now in Indianapolis, but we've got one more event to determine the racing champion. Mark Hall with a 3-round lead. If he loses in round 1, the gate is wide open. Our competitors are heading back to the pits. Get ready for round 1 of racing, and here it is. Let's get started. Let's crown a 2014 Jamboree Series racing champion, and it's a huge matchup. Just to start off, Dan Runte in Bigfoot, Matt Dishman in Rammunition. Runte's got a lead, but he makes a mistake. He hits the berm. That's allowed Dishman to catch up. What is gonna happen in the final turn? And Runte spins out and gives Rammunition the victory. You can see he didn't let up though, powering through to the finish line. This crushes Dan Runte's racing championship hopes. It looks like that hands Mark Hall in the Raminator, the racing championship, if he can just show up in round number 1. Our next pair brings Avenger and Lucas Oil Bigfoot to the line. The racing championship may be all but decided, but points positions 2 through 4 are still open with Dan Runte in Bigfoot, Lucas Oil Bigfoot, and Rammunition all neck and neck. Rammunition has already won. Lucas Oil Bigfoot can keep pace and try to take second place. Second place is still up for grabs with Dan Runte on the trailer, and Larry Swim takes the victory. The General faces off against XDP in our next round of Monster Truck Racing. In the XDP truck has had some issues this weekend, but it looks like he may have ironed those out. He's looking good in racing. He's got a lead on the General. Dave Red Zero is going to move into semi-final action. Our final competitors for the first round of racing is Mopar Muscle and Raminator. These guys are teammates, but they've got different sponsors. Mopar versus Ram. Team orders just can't happen. These guys race straight up. That will crown Mark Hall the 2014 four-wheel Jamboree Racing Champion. It was a hard-fought victory. We've still got more racing action, though, in our final day of action. Semi-final action, it's Rammunition against Lucas Oil Bigfoot. These guys are battling for second and third. Dan Runte will actually fall to fourth place. It looks like, based on the point scheme right now. The winner of this round moves in second place. Larry Swim, impressive here. Taking the racing victory. He's second in the points coming into the final round of racing. Who would have thought Larry Swim would go from fourth place entering the weekend to second place going into the final round? Our second semifinal pair, XDP and Raminator. Mark Hall may be the racing champion, but he wants to go out with emphasis, but he's in big trouble right now. He's behind the XDP diesel truck. Hall showing great driving skills. Somehow makes it happen, takes that racing win, and moves into the finals against the Lucas Oil Bigfoot. It is finals time in Indianapolis. You know Larry Swim would love to play spoiler here. He can't get the championship, but he can spoil Mark Hall's day. The points are decided. This is for bragging rights. Lucas Oil Bigfoot and Raminator. in trouble. He missed the turn. He spun out of the turn. Larry Swim with issues through turn number 2. But a legal turn. He's still got a lead on Raminator. Larry Swim looking erratic out there, but holding the lead. He's going to take a final four-wheel Jamboree Championship victory for the season. Mark Hall cruises to second place, but gets the overall points championship. Larry Swim, a phenomenal performance here today, moving into second place. Incredible racing action. But we've got freestyle action, and we're getting started with Mopar Muscle, Mike Miller. That was a tough hit. That was right on the edge. Miller could have been in deep trouble there, but he pulled on through. I think Mike Miller in the Mopar Muscle is somebody that really needs to be given a lot of credit for his development throughout the course of 2014. This young man has shown a lot of improvement, and I think this freestyle performance is showing just that. Miller doing a great job out there with some great airs, some great hits, and a nice donut right there on the asphalt. The freestyle track changing its complexity from some of the earlier events in the weekend here in Indianapolis, something the drivers have not had to deal with in the prior 3 events that they've competed in. The center obstacle that was a big ramp-to-ramp obstacle on Friday and Saturday is now off limits for something special later in the event. But while they lose a big obstacle in the middle, out where the mud drag was taking place earlier in the weekend, the track crew has started tearing up the track out there, and they've got a great big pile of dirt that may prove to be a good obstacle for some of the monster trucks. A nice run for Mopar Muscle. Mike Miller, a great season for him. He's developed a lot. We'll have to look to see what he can do in the future. Out now, it's Rammunition, Matt Dishman. Dishman took 3rd place for the season in the championship racing points, but he'd like to round out the season with a freestyle victory. Heading out to that dirt pile we were talking about. Some big air, nice! And a great slap wheelie! And the truck started to tilt down, and he laid into that huge ram power and willed the truck to keep the wheelie going. That was incredible. But he really needs to round out with something spectacular. He had that huge slap wheelie, and he's going to round out with this great donut, hopefully. This may end his run. Yes, a great note to round out his run on. It's a good, solid run for Dishman, but you can count on that wow moment sticking in the judge's eyes. Right now, Steve Kohler, a man that's familiar with the wow moment, is out on the track in the General Tire General. Oh! Kohler with a tough side slap over that van stack. Big cross-thread air. Steve Kohler doing quite a job out here. He's looking for the freestyle victory, and you know he's capable. North 40, heading towards that dirt mound. Nice air. The truck looked like it wanted a slap wheelie, but it was a little out of shape, and Steve couldn't capitalize on that. That'll end his run as he salutes the crowd. Dan Runte, he missed out on the racing championship. You know, he'd like to go out with a freestyle victory. The truck has treated him very well in his 25th anniversary. Nice air for Runte over the racing obstacle. Cross-threading a section of the track we've not seen anybody use yet. Now moving back to cross-thread again. I think Dan Runte's got a great idea, utilizing as much cross-threading as possible. That'll get the front of the truck up in the air as he's got the steep ledges cross-threading the track. And attacking the double-stack wheelie car. That could have been treacherous, but Dan Runte showing the resolve and powering through. Attacking the dirt mound, but not as much air as some of the other competitors. And no slap wheelie. That may not weigh as heavily in the eyes of the judges. Runte needs something big to round out this freestyle run. Like a little cross-threading will round out the run as Dan Runte slides to a stop on the front stretch and salutes the crowd. 25 years with Bigfoot, Dan Runte. Now, it's your multi-time racing champion, Mark Hall in the Raminator. What can you say about this man? Just incredible what he has accomplished in this sport. Hall's often been known as a racer, but he's really shown a lot of growth in his freestyle performances. He'd like to take home that freestyle victory, and huge air is going to help right there. Nice move by Mark Hall. But with today's competitors, he's going to have more than one wow moment. He's going to have to really make it happen, top to bottom, in this freestyle run. Hall actually took the freestyle victory on Saturday afternoon. You saw it on the last ActionTracks. like Hall's going to slide to a stop. I don't know if that's going to be good enough here today for the freestyle victory, but nonetheless, he's the racing champion, and he's got to be pleased. Right now, it's Larry Swim. He has got to be amped. In the Lucas Oil Bigfoot, he just vaulted himself on the final day of action into second place in the points championship in racing. He would like to take a freestyle victory to round out his day after taking the racing win this afternoon. Larry Swim attacking the track, cross-threading, and a slow walking wheelie. We've seen Larry Swim do that before. Incredible every time, and now out comboing it into a donut. With some nice cross-threading air as we approach the end of his run. Coming back to cross-thread once again. More big air, and that'll cue the end of his run. What more can you say? Larry Swim had a great day here in Indianapolis. Next up, it's Jim Kohler in Avenger. This man can freestyle with the best of them. A multi-time freestyle champion. And he's already trying to show you why. With huge air over the van stack. Splashing through the puddle, he's going to whip it around and he's going to cross-thread right in front of the crowd and the cameras. Kohler with a great slap wheelie. He's heading out to the dirt mound from the dirt drags. This could be a big air assault, and indeed Kohler showing that trademark huge air. The truck just takes so much abuse. That's taken years of work, of research and development, of trial and error. But Kohler and his whole team has that truck working phenomenally. And I think that shows exactly why he's taken so many freestyle victories on the Jamboree Series Tour in 2014. That's also led to Jim Kohler being the 2014 Jamboree Series Freestyle Champion. He took far more victories than anyone this season. Done a little bit of everything out there, and he's done it bigger than almost anybody. Overall, just a huge air assault on the track. He's had donuts, he's had slap wheelies. He is a freestyle champion to a T, and he has got to be a favorite for the freestyle victory this afternoon with another phenomenal, well-balanced slap wheelie. Not dragging the bumper, but putting the truck as high as it can, showing off exactly why he is the 2014 Freestyle Champion on the Jamboree Series. We've got one more truck, and we're riding along. It's the XDP Diesel with Dave Radzirez. If you've not been following the Jamboree Series throughout 2014, Dave Radzirez has had quite a special treat for all of the fans at the end of each run. We'll ride along with him and we'll show you as Dave Radzirez approaches that center stack. Dave Radzirez with the diesel backflip. He broke off the rear wheel on the truck, but landed it nonetheless. As he climbs out and salutes the crowd. That makes 3 for 3 backflips for Dave Radzirez.
Yeah, you know, I was a little wondering about this one with the rain the other night. I got my friend D-Man and his parents over here. I got Michelle to thank. I got Anthony from XDP, all these guys out here to help me. But listen, I want to thank you guys the most for hanging out. I know you're all leaving, you can still hear me. Again, thank you so much for being here and waiting until the very end to watch it.
In a bit of a surprise, Matt Dishman in the Rammunition takes the freestyle victory in our final freestyle event on the Jamboree Series. We also take this moment to salute our 2014 racing champion Mark Hall in the Raminator and our 2014 freestyle champion Jim Kohler in Avenger. It's been a wild weekend of action. The points racing competition has been phenomenal. Dave Radzirez with an amazing backflip. It's been wild here on ActionTracks. We hope you've enjoyed. We'll see you next time.